How are we doing, folks? Your host Moose here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network as we welcome you to Heinz Field, where your Pitt Panthers, recently ranked number 7 in the college football playoff rankings, will be taking on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And it's a new look Georgia Tech team from what we've seen past years, as Paul Johnson's gone, that dreaded option attack is gone. Lane Kiffin has taken the reins, and with that, he leads the Yellow Jackets out, utilizing a more pro-style offense. So we'll see what'll happen here with Georgia Tech under the lights taking on your Pitt Panthers. Pitt is going to start off with the football. We are underway here. The Panthers number 12 in the coaches poll, but they're number 7 in the first college football playoff rankings that come out because they have a very strong resume and they've looked very good, especially in knocking off previously unbeaten and number 1 Notre Dame just last week. Quadri Olison was a big part of that with a very solid performance against the Irish, and the Panthers look to put on a good show because they have some big names in attendance this week. None other than Jay Keys, number 2 athlete in the country, projects more than likely as somewhere on the offensive side of the ball skill position-wise. He can play quarterback, he can play running back, he can play receiver, but the Panthers want him. He's a 5-star target, the kind of big 5-star that they're looking at. They've brought in a good amount of 4-stars this year, but he's the big 5-star piece of cheese that they want to bring in. They've also got a guard and a halfback in as well on their official visits this week, and they see a big play there as Pickett finds Aaron Matthews underneath on the mid-screen, pick up 21 yards and move the ball near midfield on a frigid night here in Pittsburgh. Under the lights, you can see the breath of the players coming out of their helmets as they move the ball here. It's Darren Hall picking up 3 on a carry. The Panthers will now face 3rd and 5. Pickett in the shotgun here, 3 wide receivers set to his left. He's back, looks, plenty of time, finds Antonio Greer. The freshman tight end fights off a tackle, looked to be brought down short of the marker, but he sheds 1 tackler, picks up 11. That's a big first down gain for the Panthers as they move into Georgia Tech territory here. Pickett hands off. It's Quadri Olison, gets out wide to the left. Big game for Olison, of course, last week against Notre Dame, 105 yards in the victory. Really strong performance, and he does pick up 7 on that handoff there. Pickett now under center. It's a jet sweep. Paul Lease, the freshman receiver out of New Jersey, has been very explosive, had a huge 74-yard touchdown run against the Fighting Irish, loses 3 on that carry, and the Panthers will face 3rd and 6. Pickett in the shotgun. Nice little curl route from Maurice French. He fights off a tackler, moves the ball forward for 16, and the Panthers are into the red zone where they've been very, very deadly this year. Second and 6 for Pickett and the Panthers now. Could be a band. Pickett and the Panthers, as Pickett will keep it himself on the read option. He's going to dive for the first down. Loses the football. Georgia Tech has it. That's Mitchell with the ball. Pickett got very aggressive there. Chose not to slide for some reason. Instead dove head first, looking to get the first down, and it came back to haunt him. He lost the football, and Georgia Tech takes over at about their own 5-yard line, and they move the ball very solidly. Quas Searcy, the senior running back, picks up about 10, and the Yellow Jackets are now facing a 3rd and 1 at their own 14. Lance Davis in motion. It's another handoff to Searcy. Paris Ford comes up from his safety position, the sophomore out of Steel Valley High School here in Pittsburgh. Makes the tackle, but not after Searcy picks up enough for the first down. Jordan in the shotgun here, back to pass. He is going to run it and be brought down for what looks to be a sack by Keyshawn Camp, the junior defensive tackle, but you have to say this Georgia Tech offense, you're going to see a lot more spread looks from them. Shotgun, which you didn't really ever see in the past, with Lane Kiffin as their head coach now. They've changed up the playbook. They're using kind of that style that you saw from him at USC and places like that. Alabama as an offensive coordinator. Nice kind of open attack. Bit of a miscommunication there as Jordan missed on the handoff. Elijah Zeiss, the senior linebacker, comes up and makes the tackle, and the Panthers will take over after the punt. But you expect to see Georgia Tech spread it out. They'll still run when they need to, and because they do have the talent to be able to do it, but you'll see them air the ball out a lot more to their, decent core of receivers. 2nd and 9 for the Panthers, though, as they have the ball here. Pickett back to pass. Nice little mid-screen for Maurice French, and he's got a lane up the middle. Sneaks his way through the secondary, picks up 22 yards, so another nice gain on a mid-screen for the Panthers, and the passing attack has really been where they've moved the ball so far today. Pickett hands off to Olsen. He just doesn't have a burst out of the backfield there. We know he's been fighting a high ankle sprain. He fought through it in the Notre Dame game last week, does still carry that designation into this game. And he just looked a little bit worse for wear there. Pickett looks for Trey Tipton, who's also back from injury for the first time. He missed a couple weeks due to a toe injury. Pickett had him wide open in the flat there, just overthrew the receiver, and it's going to be 3rd and long now for the Panthers. Kenny rolls to his right, looks out wide, nobody open, and he just throws the ball away. The Panthers, 4th and 11. They're in Georgia Tech territory, but at the 37, it's just not ideal. They're going to be forced to punt, so freshman Eric Fox kicks the ball. It's a beautiful punt, and he puts it out of bounds at the 1-yard line, maybe even the half-yard line. Unbelievable punt for the freshman. Georgia Tech now in the shadow of their own end zone, and Jordan's back to pass. The Panthers could get a safety, but no, it's going to be a pass to the senior running back, CJ Leggett. Gets out wide, turns what could have been a dire situation for the Yellow Jackets into a 42-yard catch and run, and just like that, they're out near midfield. A lot of motion from this Georgia Tech offense as well. You'll notice as they motion a tight end out wide to the left. He's going to split out wide. Jordan's going to hand it off on a draw, though, to Searcy. Paris Ford comes up from his safety position. Another tackle for him. And it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Yellow Jackets as we near the end of the first quarter. Searcy on the toss. Gets enough room for the first down. Ford pushes him out. But that's a 5-yard run for Qua Searcy and a first down for the Yellow Jackets. They move into Panthers territory for the first time today. Marshall in motion. It's a handoff to Searcy. He's stuffed in the backfield. That's Sean Wolfgang, the sophomore defensive tackle defensive end with a great stop. As we end the first quarter scoreless here at Heinz Field, your Pitt Panthers and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets 0-0. We'll see you shortly for the second quarter. So we welcome you back for the second quarter. Georgia Tech facing 3rd and 13. Matthew Jordan back to pass. Looks plenty of time before he's eventually hit. Was looking towards the end zone, it seems like. But Keyshawn Camp into the backfield yet again. Forces the incompletion. Georgia Tech punts, and the Panthers will take over at their own 20. Pickett back to pass here, 2nd and 10. Throws the ball towards Antonio Greer. Nearly intercepted. Greer did all he could to keep that from being intercepted. Knocked it away, and it's 3rd and 10 now for the Panthers here. Early in the second quarter, still scoreless. Not something you've seen very much from them. Pickett is leveled here. Incompletion. He's lucky he didn't fumble there or take a sack. Instead, it goes incomplete. The Panthers will punt the ball away, and Georgia Tech gets their first opportunity to start with great field position here. Jordan back to pass on 1st and 10 behind his intended receiver, and that's what you expect to see out of a Georgia Tech team that's just, they're not used to passing so often, to be honest. They don't have the personnel really for it. Jordan throws the ball away there on 3rd and 7, and the Yellow Jackets are going to be forced to punt yet again. Pickett takes over here. Good solid punt recovered at the 11, so 1st and 10 for the Panthers now. Pickett underneath finds Maurice French. Nice little mid-screen. Picks up a decent gain of about 6, and the Panthers will face 2nd and 4. Darren Hall is a sidecar to Pickett, 3 wide to the near side on his left. Pickett holds it himself, read option after the fake to Hall, does a nice job, contains it that time, takes what was given to him, slides down, and the Panthers will collect their first down. 1st and 10 now. French comes in motion. Maurice French gets to the outside. He is fast. Double F's on everything. Maurice French, a fantastic run to the outside, picks up 14, and that's a first down for the Panthers at about the 38-yard line. 2nd and 9 now. George Aston, the fullback extraordinaire, goes in motion. It's a toss to Olison. Nowhere to go for the senior running back. He hasn't had anything doing today, and the Panthers will face a very long 3rd and 12. Pickett in the shotgun. 3 to the near side as he rolls out to his right. Plenty of time. Dumps it off. It's Aaron Matthews who tries to turn it upfield. He had plenty of room if he could tightrope the sidelines there, but he's just knocked out of bounds short of the first down. Fox is going to punt it away, lands at the 10, and gets a fantastic bounce. Another unbelievable punt from the freshman. Eric Fox has been the Panthers' best player today. He's putting on an absolute clinic, and the Yellow Jackets will start it off inside their 10 for the 3rd time today, and that's Jordan underneath. Great knockdown by DeMar Hamlin, the junior corner, and it's going to be 3rd and 9 now for the Yellow Jackets. Slot formation here, shotgun, for Jordan. Nearly brought down. He gets the ball out to his tight end, Green. He almost was brought down by Wolfgang for a safety. Just got the ball out, and the Panthers will start over. Fantastic field position in Georgia Tech territory already. And Olison finally has a nice burst to the outside. That's a 11-yard run for the senior bruiser as he found a nice step and a crease and got to the outside and picked up the first down. Pickett Under center now, back to pass, looking to set up a wide receiver screen, but instead he dumps it off to Aston out in the flats, turns it upfield, 15 yards for the Panthers senior do-it-all fullback. And that's a first down as they near the red zone. Matthews comes in motion. It's another toss outside to Olesen. He finds a burst again, but brought down just on the edge. If he gets past one man, that could be a touchdown. Instead, it's going to be 2nd and 6 now for the Panthers. Shotgun look for Pickett. French in motion. Plenty of time as he finds his man over the middle. That is Maurice French on the drag route. Picks up 10, and it's a first down for the Panthers as they see 1st and goal now. Under 4 minutes to play here. It's play action for Pickett. Under center, stays in the pocket, finds Rafael Arujo, lopes the redshirt senior. 2nd and goal now. We're under 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. Still scoreless now, but not for long. George Aston bursts into the end zone. Pickett hands it off to him, and the redshirt senior fullback from Stevens City, Virginia, who's been a really Swiss Army knife for the Panthers all season, all throughout his career. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run with it. He's an unbelievable blocker, and he scores the touchdown to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead here. Georgia Tech does pick up a nice 10-yard gain on 2nd down with Tony Green as they set up a manageable 3rd and 2 from their own 33-yard line. Jordan back to pass. 3-step drop. Finds Stewart over the middle with plenty of room to run. Dennis Briggs eventually brings him down as he gets to midfield. 17 yards for the senior receiver, Brad Stewart. And just like that, the Yellow Jackets are threatening. Searcy with a nice run up the middle picks up about 4. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for Georgia Tech as we near the end of the second quarter and the first half here. Jordan under center. He's back to pass. 5-step drop, looks wide, can't find a man, and it's going to be 4th down, and Georgia Tech forced to punt the ball away. Maybe the Panthers' best half of defense of the entire season so far as they take over with 1:16 to play. Pickett rolls out to his left, has a man, that's Rafael Arujo, lopes on the sprint out from Kenny Pickett. He bootlegs out to his left, finds Arujo, lopes on the catch and run. Pickett up to 161 yards passing. He doesn't usually go over 161 yards passing for a game. He's got it here in the first half for the Panthers as they're threatening with one more score here late in the first half. But Pickett's brought down on the sack. They tried to set up a screen, and the pressure just got to him. Pickett's brought down. 3rd and 13 for the Panthers now at about the 33-yard line. So it'd be a long field goal for sophomore Jay Bomp, who's very accurate but doesn't have the strongest arm. Pickett out wide looking for Aaron Matthews, a big first down play, but he can't come away with it, and the Panthers decide to punt. So they don't go for it. They choose to punt, worried about Georgia Tech with their 2 timeouts. Searcy, though, is going to take the handoff, and that's going to take us into halftime. The lowest scoring half that I think we've seen from these Pittsburgh Panthers in quite some time as they lead the Yellow Jackets 7-0. And if we look at the two teams, both teams have struggled running the football. Georgia Tech, 34 yards on the ground. They average over 200. The Panthers, only 51 yards on the ground. They average over 250. And the passing attack for the Panthers has already gone near their season average in the first half. So if the Panthers can balance out their offense, limit the turnovers, and score when they get into Georgia Tech territory rather than stalling out at the 30 or the 35 consistently, I think they should have no trouble containing Georgia Tech and winning this game. But that remains to be seen. So we will join you guys here for the second half very shortly on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. So we welcome you back to the second half where your Pitt Panthers lead by the narrow margin of just 7-0. Pitching a shutout here. It could be the first shutout that we see here in this particular dynasty as the Panthers currently holding Georgia Tech off the scoreboard, and that's a great start. 2-yard loss on a screenplay to open up the second half. Yellow Jackets have Matthew Jordan under center, send the tight end out to the right in motion. That's a great throw by the senior quarterback. Finds Harlan Howe for 15 yards on the out route and a first down for the Yellow Jackets. They bring Stewart in motion. It's a jet sweep handoff to the wide receiver. He cuts upfield. Nice gain for him, about 6, as Georgia Tech with a little bit of trickeration as they face now 3rd and 5 at the 44. Jordan back to pass. Looked out to his left. It's another out route, and it's Harlan Howe yet again with 13 yards this time and a first down into Panthers territory. So Georgia Tech moving the ball here on 2nd down. Jordan, little screen route out to the outside. That's Stewart going to pick up the ball and move forward about 6 yards before he's forced out of bounds by Paris Ford. 3rd and 4 now for the Yellow Jackets. It's a screen, it looks like, for Jordan underneath to Searcy. Dennis Briggs comes up from his safety position. The senior makes a nice tackle, forcing the Yellow Jackets into a very long, about 54-yard field goal opportunity. The kick is up, and it's just wide. It was actually a well-taken kick, good power, but just missed accuracy-wise to the right, and the Panthers remain ahead. Georgia Tech scoreless still, with Pitt leading 7-0. Olesen up the middle for the handoff. Doesn't get anywhere. Picks up about a single yard. He's only got 26 yards on 11 carries on the day. Really struggling is the Panthers' rushing attack with 3rd and 6 now. Pickett in the shotgun. Back plenty of times he sits back in the pocket. Maurice French on the comeback route. Picks up 17. It's another nice chunk for the Panthers through the air. Pickett nearing 200 yards on the day already. 2nd and 11. Pickett's back. Screen set up as he's going to toss out wide. It's Olesen. Turns the ball upfield. Nice little spin move, and he pirouettes and tumbles his way forward for 13 yards and a first down for the Panthers. So that screen worked out to perfection. 1st and 10 now. It's Trey Tipton on the wide receiver jet sweep. Only picks up a yard. And the Panthers will face now 3rd and very long. Pickett's been very successful for them right now throwing the ball, though. So 3rd and 8 for the Panthers. Kenny's back to pass. Plenty of time in the pocket again. Got Aaron Matthews drag route underneath, and that's a first down. The junior receiver fights his way forward for 12 and another first down. The Panthers' pass protection has greatly improved here in the second half. Pickett, plenty of time to sit in the pocket and throw, and it's led to nice completions, nice conversions on 3rd and very long. Darren Hall only picks up 2. 2nd and 8 now. Aston in motion. It's a handoff to Hall again. Fights his way forward, runs into Aston. It brings him down. He loses about a yard, and it's another 3rd and long. 3rd and 8. Panthers very successful on 3rd down so far this drive. Pickett back, rolls to his right. Pressure coming. Finds his man. That's Trey Tipton, but his momentum carries him out of bounds. Loses 2 yards, and it's going to be a 34-yard field goal for sophomore kicker Jay Bump that is up and good. The Panthers push their advantage to 2 possessions. They get into double digits, taking a 10-0 lead late here in the 3rd quarter. Screen pass for Georgia Tech as they open up their drive, looking to finally get on the score sheet, and it's Searcy going for 3 yards to set up 3rd and 7 now. Jordan back to pass, short drop, looks, finds his man. Those 2 receivers have been very dangerous for Georgia Tech. Brad Stewart on slants over the middle and Harlan Howe on out routes to the sideline. That one was a slant to Stewart, and it was a first down. But loss of yardage now. Ronnie Baker, the freshman defensive end, makes a nice tackle, bringing down Searcy in the backfield for a loss. 3rd and 4 now for the Yellow Jackets. Jordan back to pass. Plenty of time. Out wide, that's Stewart again. Nice pitch and catch from Jordan to Stewart. Picks up about 15, and Georgia Tech into Pitt territory late in the 3rd quarter here. Maybe final play. Jordan scrambles forward. No one to throw to, and he does pick up about 7. Nice run by the senior quarterback. The Yellow Jackets driving, but your Pitt Panthers lead 10-0 over the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets here at Heinz Field on your Pitt Panthers Football Network. We'll see you back soon for the 4th quarter. So we welcome you back for the 4th quarter. Georgia Tech driving and trying to cut into your Pitt Panthers' advantage. It's 10 points right now, but the Yellow Jackets surge forward to try and cut this lead down. Brad Stewart on the out route picks up first down yardage. Yellow Jackets into the red zone for the first time today. Matthew Jordan on a little flat route out to Mikkel Lance Davis. Picks up about 7 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 1 now. Heavy formation. Lance Davis goes in motion. They're going to hit off. It's Searcy. Cuts out wide. Paris Ford comes up forward. He and Salim Brightwell team together for a great tackle. Searcy stopped in the backfield, and it's going to be 4th and 1. The Yellow Jackets to go for it, and it's Searcy up the middle. Ford swing and a miss, and Searcy's going to waltz into the end zone. 10 yards to pay dirt, and just like that, the Yellow Jackets are back within 3 as Quasirsi finds the end zone. Maurice French now, the ensuing kickoff return, gets to the outside, got plenty of speed going forward, gets to the other side of midfield to about the 40 before he's finally pushed out of bounds. A 64-yard return, and the Panthers are in business, but business is not booming. Loss of 5 for Darren Hall on the opening carry of the drive. Antonio Rivero, the freshman defensive back, comes forward and makes the stop. Hall has like 0 rushing yards on 5 carries today, which is just shocking for how well he's done this year. As Kenny Pickett on 2nd 15 looks for Rafael Arujo-Lopes, nearly has it intercepted, and it's going to be 3rd and 15 for the Panthers now near midfield. Pickett, mid-screen, he finds Aaron Matthews, fights his way forward, picks up about 10, but it's going to be 4th and 6, and the Panthers have elected to go for it. They finally said enough is enough. 4th down, and we're going for it here in the 4th quarter. Pickett's back to pass, 5 wide set, looks over the middle, and it's intercepted. That's Rivero who takes it away from Kenny Pickett. What a play. Pickett was looking over the middle. He undercuts the route, and just like that, Georgia Tech plays takeaway, and they could march down the field and take the lead here in the 4th quarter, and that's a great start to the drive to do that. Tony Green over the middle for 13 as the Yellow Jackets are all of a sudden moving the ball at ease against this Panthers defensive front that's been so solid, but Quasirsi still nothing doing on the ground. Only picks up a yard. He's got 48 yards on the day on 15 carries, and it's 3rd and 9 now. Jordan in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers set with Searcy to his left. Back to pass. The Panthers bring a pressure, and they're going to knock the ball out. Jordan just gets it away. They're going to rule it incomplete, but the Panthers brought a rush. They stopped the Yellow Jackets in their tracks, and they're forced to punt the ball away, where Pitt will take over after a touchback. Pickett now 5 wide set, looks to his underneath man. That's Trey Tipton, fights off a tackler. Great little stiff arm from the junior receiver, and the Panthers will go for a 1st down. Darren Hall in next to Pickett. They've got a bunch formation to the right. Pickett's going to hold it himself on the keeper, and he's going to pick up about 7. Good solid run from the sophomore, and the Panthers set up 2nd and 3 as they try and wind some clock and just hang on for a tight victory, one that you can't say you've expected from both these teams. A low-scoring affair was probably the one thing you didn't expect to see, as Darren Hall picks up 3 and gets just enough for the 1st down. Under 5 minutes to play now in the 4th quarter. George Aston in motion. Panthers with a strong look to the right-hand side. And it's Quadri Olison. Beautiful spin move inside. Picks up 13. His best carry of the day. And the Panthers pick up 1st down yardage into Georgia Tech territory. 2nd and 10 now. Empty set again for Pickett in the shotgun. 5 wide. Back to pass. Pressure comes from Georgia Tech from all directions, though. Pickett had nothing to do. It's Rivero again. He's been a thorn in the Panthers' side so far. And it's going to be 3rd and 21 now following the sack. 4 wide set for Pickett. Darren Hall in his halfback. Pickett lots of time, steps up in the pocket, and he finds Maurice French. Brought down as he nearly could have went to the end zone, but Pickett just stays calm and composed in the pocket, steps up and delivers an unbelievable throw, and the Panthers just like that go from 3rd and 20 to being in the red zone, and now Quadri Olison goes from being in the red zone to being in the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Panthers. Quadri Olison finally finds that burst for a 16-yard run, and the Panthers take that 10-point lead right back and really put the nail potentially in Georgia Tech's coffin, as their offense has really struggled today, and you have to believe it's hard for them to come up with 10 points this late in the game, but they do move the ball with a 9-yard pass. Jordan over the middle finds Philpott, who gets a nice gain as the Panthers miss a tackle on the short play. Christian Philpott goes for 16. And Georgia Tech nears midfield. Jordan back in the shotgun. Plenty of time to pass. He's going to elect to hold it himself, and he's brought down. That's Paris Ford, who comes forward and makes the tackle. He's had a fantastic game for the Panthers. Has the sophomore free safety. Jordan now back to pass. 2nd and 10. Underneath to C.J. Leggett. Knocked away. Good defending. Kaiser Artist Scott there helps to make the play. And it's 3rd and 10 now for Georgia Tech. Jordan back to pass. Looking, surveys the field. He's going deep. Double coverage, and it's intercepted. Dennis Briggs with his 1st interception of the season. The senior strong safety takes the ball away, and just like that, the Panthers are going to have an opportunity to run the clock out and win this game. Huge takeaway at the right time for the Panthers, and they pick up almost 1st down yardage when they need it. Darren Hall goes for 9, his best run of the day. And it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Panthers. A 1st down should put this contest away with Georgia Tech under 3 timeouts. And Olison is going to get just that. Doesn't get a ton of yards, picks up 3. but it's just enough to get first down for the Panthers. Georgia Tech uses a timeout. Darren Hall up the middle now. He's going to go for another first down. That's about 15 for Darren Hall on the carry, and the Panthers are going to be able to run out the clock here. The rushing attack coming alive right when the Panthers need it to, and they're going to hold on to defeat the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets by a final score of 17-7. An unbelievable showcase for the Panthers defense. Quadri Olson, of course, with a late touchdown to help put things away. But it was just an unbelievable showcase for this Pitt Panthers defense that has been so much improved this year. They've taken strides forward under Pat Narduzzi, and this year has been their real coming out party. They hold the Yellow Jackets, a pretty potent offense, averages over 400 yards a game, to just 7 points, and the Panthers come away with the victory. As always, folks, thanks for tuning in here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. Hail to Pitt. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.